Hey everybody, you're watching Cadroll Hunter, and typically I am coin roll hunting Canadian coins as it says here on my mat, but this mat's not going to help us out a lot today because today I've got a whole bunch of rolls of American coins I'm going to hunt. This is a bonus Thanksgiving episode of Cadroll Hunter. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, this is James and you're watching my channel Cadroll Hunter, and normally I'm coin roll hunting Canadian coins. That's what I can get from the bank. I find lots of American coins in my coin roll hunts, but not rolls of it necessarily like this. But I've got a friend who also coin roll hunts. He doesn't collect any American coins and he is coin roll hunting a lot these days. So he's just wrapped up every American that he's found and sold it to me just at face value. Now that would be a great deal because every $1 US right now is worth about $1.40 Canadian. But I'm actually probably going to just roll up what I don't want to keep and sell it at face value to another friend who will actually go to the States and spend it in exchange. He gives me a good deal on any of the silver that he finds. But I don't expect to find any silver in here, but my friend didn't search this for anything. So we might find some W quarters. We might find some older nickels. That would be cool. Could be some errors and varieties. I'm not really all that well versed. I've got my red book here that's going to help me with any of the major varieties. I figure we'll start with the nickels. That's probably where we're going to find something older, hopefully. We don't have a lot, just a few rolls, but I think this will be fun, just something a little bit different, something I'm not quite used to doing. So let's get in here and see if we can find anything cool. So it looks like a lot of newer designs. That's kind of what you would expect. This is just what he's found coin roll hunting. So that one there is a 2018 out of Denver. I'm going to look and see if I can find anything in here. Oh, that's a 1976 and a pretty nice looking one. So that one's almost 50 years old and it is in pretty good shape. I want to find anything from the 50s and earlier, of course. Those are the things that I pull out and keep. We don't have a lot to go through. We only got 3 rolls of nickels, but you never know. Well, here's something in the very first roll. This is one of those commemoratives, and I can't remember if this is 2004 or 2005. It's the Ocean in View, I think. And look at how worn this is now. This must have been sanded down, or, this isn't just average wear and tear on a nickel. That is crazy. Interesting, but not a mint error for sure. A little further back, here's an example of what that coin should look like. This is what they normally look like. There's all the detail there. So that's a 2005. We'll probably never know if that other one was from Philadelphia or Denver. It doesn't really matter in that condition. Now here is one that looks older, and this might be a good candidate for a 50s or earlier. Actually, it's definitely from the 60s or earlier because there's a Denver mint mark to the right of Monticello. And it is from the 50s, 1954 Denver. So we'll put that one up on the board. We got an oldie already in our very limited US hunt. Just in that second roll, there's a pretty nice looking 2004P. That is the Louisiana Purchase. I'm pretty sure I've got it, but I'll set it aside in case it upgrades my own collection. And just next to it earlier, I pulled out a 2023 Philadelphia, just in case I don't have that one. This one looks really nice too. Just at the end of that third roll, I think we're going to get another oldie here. This one here also has the Denver mint mark. And it's another 1954 Denver. So both of our oldies here are 54 Denvers. A little further back, and that's a pretty nice looking 1986 Philadelphia. That one looks to be in beautiful condition. So as improbable as it was with just 3 rolls, we actually managed to find some decent stuff. We got a couple of oldies and a few really nice looking ones. And I moved over to the dimes. This is the first roll of dimes, and I'm used to seeing 1 or 2 or sometimes 3 or 4 of these copper clad edges here. In my Canadian hunts, it's pretty common, but never usually a full roll like this. Every once in a while I do. If we had silver here, it would really stick out. I think it would really stick out for my friend as well. So I don't expect we're going to find anything, but you just never know. What we're hoping I can at least find is something really nice. Maybe a proof, maybe something in really nice condition. I doubt he let a silver slip through, but hey, anything could happen. Roll number 2, there's one I might not have, a 2024 Philadelphia. Pretty nice looking coin. So I figured, and hopefully it's not too late, I'm only a couple rolls in of the dimes, to look at my Roosevelt dime album and see what I'm missing. We're not likely going to find any silver, but I did notice that I'm missing a 1970 and I'm missing a 1971. So there are spots that I could certainly fill. And if I go all the way up, I've got, I think, everything up again until, well, this album here ends at 2022. So I think I've got a couple 2023s, but I didn't have the 2024s. So if I find any proofs, it'll find a home in here, but I'm on the lookout for a 1970 or 1971 to add to this album. Now there's a 2017 with some really odd coloring. It looks to be in nice condition in terms of wear, but it's certainly got some toning, unnatural toning, like it's been sitting in, I don't know, gasoline or something like that. Weird. Well, I'm in roll number 7 of our 9 rolls, and I got a 1971, but this one has a Denver mint mark, so it's not going to fill a spot for me. We need the no mint mark, the one from Philadelphia. Well, here we are in the very last roll number 9 here, and we got something totally unexpected. We got a foreign. We got 10 cents from Belize from 2020, featuring Queen Elizabeth II. That's a beautiful coin. Look at that. And definitely not an American. So we got something really cool here. We're going to put that up on the board. Awesome. I just wanted to take a quick time out to wish all of my American viewers a happy Thanksgiving. And I want to express my own gratitude for everyone who watches my videos, everyone who is subscribed, and everyone who has become a member on the channel. I am so thankful for all of your support. It is incredible. In fact, we're nearing 20,000 subscribers on the channel, and I could never have imagined that, and I could never have done it without your help. I want to just call out a couple of my channel members in particular. First is Tom Smith. He's a new friend of mine, and he's the one who got me all of these US coins to hunt. So thank you so much, Tom. Having a lot of fun doing that. You never know what you're going to find coin roll hunting, so thank you. The other one I want to call out is Bill Dapp. He's been a member on the channel for over 8 months, and he's been a long-time viewer. And he let me know that he was going to be in my area in southwestern Ontario recently, and reached out to see if we could get together. I was really happy to meet him. He was getting some banknotes graded at BCS, and I was really fortunate to be able to take a look at some of those, some incredible replacement notes that he has in his collection. And he came bearing gifts. He gave me a couple things. I just want to share those with you really quickly. So here's the first thing that Bill gave me here. This is a $5 bill from the 1954 series. Very specifically, this is from the modified series. And we can tell that, well, from a number of different things, but one is that the portrait of the Queen has been modified to remove what was known as the devil's face. If you've watched my channel, you've probably seen that in the past, where the curls in the Queen's hair looked like the face of a devil. And it wasn't some nefarious plot, it wasn't some conspiracy, it was actually just a faithful reproduction of the Queen's hair from a portrait that had been, a picture that had been taken. So that's just the way it looked. They've kind of softened those features here just to make it look a little bit less conspicuous. This features the signature combination of beady and coin. So this is the first in the modified series. There were a couple of other signature combinations, and this is the U/C serial number. Kind of interesting in Canadian banknotes where we had one letter over another. And there is the wilderness scene there. So that's awesome. Thank you so much. Obviously, it is circulated, but this is a very old note, lots of history, and I'm really happy to add that to my collection. The next thing he gave me, check this out. This is a 1970 quarter. It is graded by ICCS in a proof-like 65, so this is a high-grade quarter. A proof-like designation means that this would have come from what was known at the time as the specimen set. We would call that now an uncirculated set, and the finish is what we refer to as proof-like. Not to be confused with modern specimen sets, which have a completely different finish. This would have been some of the finest coins, probably struck twice, but you can see it is in gorgeous condition, obviously, with a PL 65 grade. Just a beautiful coin. I only have a handful of graded coins in my collection, so really happy to add that one. So Bill, thank you so much for letting me know that you're going to be in town and for the visit. I really appreciated that. And thank you so much for the additions to my collection and for the chance to share this with other viewers. Let's get back to those US rolls. So I've just opened up the first roll of 4 quarter rolls we've got here, and I think we've got another foreign. And I don't know if my friend noticed this. He must have. He probably just rolled up the foreigns with the Americans. But there's another one, 1973 Barbados 25 cents with the windmill. So we've got 2 foreign coins in our US coin hunt here. This time we got 25 cents in our US quarter roll. And in that same first roll, that's a pretty nice looking 1971. I think I'm going to hold on to this guy. It is in beautiful condition. Here is another nice one. This is 1997. This one looks to be in really nice shape. Got a little bit of residue on there. I think I could probably just get that off with a little bit of water, but otherwise in beautiful shape. So here's one I'm pretty sure I don't have. It's a 2024. This one out of Philadelphia, and I just dropped it. But yeah, it is one I don't have. This is Dr. Mary Edwards Walker, Medal of Honor, 1865. Definitely one I do not have. That's awesome. So I've got a 2015 Homestead Nebraska quarter, and this is one of the few American quarters I actually know some of the errors that are on here, or die varieties we should say. One is the leaky bucket, where there's a die chip below the bucket. Looks like the bucket is leaking. This one also has snow on the roof of the cabin, and I think what we've got here is the earliest stages of one of the snow on the roof. There's a couple of tiny little die chips right up here at the roof, and I think as these dies aged and got worn, it got worse and worse, and you started to see bigger accumulations on different parts of the roof. So I think we have a snow on the roof Homestead quarter. This one almost looks like it's got some doubling across here, but it's probably just machine doubling as opposed to an actual doubled die or anything like that. But that's a cool variety right there. Well, the very next one is a 2021. It's also another one I know to look for a variety. It is the Washington crossing the Delaware. And what we're looking for here are the die chips on Washington's hat. And they can be pretty significant, but we don't have that here. But one I always like to check for if I'm fortunate enough to find one of these coins in my hunts. Very next coin is another 2024, and it's another one I don't have. This is the Patsy Takamoto Mink. This one here is the Philadelphia. Awesome. Still in that last roll, and check out this 1996. It is just gleaming. I'm going to hold on to that one. That one probably will upgrade in my album. That is just gorgeous. Well, that was something a little bit different for the channel, hunting some US coinage. Had my red book out here. Didn't really get much use out of that today necessarily, but we did find some cool things. We got a couple of older Jefferson nickels, both 1954 Ds. But we found some really nice stuff, some things I didn't have, some newer coins, a couple of those 2024 dimes that I didn't have. We got a couple of foreigns, one from Belize and one from the Barbados. That's actually pretty cool. And we got some beautiful American quarters here, some of which I didn't already have, and a couple that are definite upgraders in my collection. In any case, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Just wanted to do something a little bit different with you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate it. The sponsors of today's video are Lighthouse Canada and the Charlton Press. Lighthouse Canada is the leading supplier of high-quality numismatic supplies in Canada, and the Charlton Press is the leading publisher of coin and paper money catalogs and price guides for Canadian collectors. Go check out their online stores today and use the exclusive discount code CRH20 for 20% off all your purchases.